I'm talking about the week of November 2nd through Friday, November 7th. This is the astrology of what's going on. And I'll be using my board. This is the board I use when I'm doing my horoscopes and things like that for the month. This is the board I use. So this is the moon, this is Saturn, this is Neptune. They're all in Pisces. This is Uranus down here in Gemini. I use this one as Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer. Venus is in Libra right now. The Sun is in Scorpio. Mars is also in Scorpio. So I use this little wheel and I turn it around. All right. So let's talk about what's going on this week in astrology. So Sunday, November 2nd, we have Venus, which is currently in Libra. Venus in Libra is going to be in a square to Jupiter in Cancer. So look in your chart and see where this is happening for you. Like me personally, I am a Libra ascendant. So for me, this is going to kind of like be happening in my first house versus my 10th house. Okay. So this is an energy where let's break it down. Venus in Libra. Venus loves being in Libra because Venus rules Libra. Libra is all about balance. Venus is about stability. So, me personally, by this being in my first house, I definitely want stability. But then my public image and career, the challenge is going to be kind of like overgiving. So, this square, Venus in Libra, in a square to Jupiter in Cancer, this is an energy where you might be challenged to balance out how you're over giving somewhere in your life, okay? Um, so watch out for that on the first. Look, find Libra in your chart, find Cancer in your chart, and you will see where you might have a bit of a challenge in over giving, and also you might have a bit of a challenge because you might want to give, but then you know deep within your mind that, hey, I can't be everything to everyone. So you might be holding on to something too tightly where you might need to share it. So this is a perfect time for Libra risings to kind of like give to charity, do things for others, but don't overdo it. Okay, that's the energy of Venus in Libra in a square to Jupiter in Cancer. Okay, so that's Sunday, November 2nd. Now, moving on to Monday, November 3rd, we have Mars in Scorpio, which is right here. It's going to be in a trine to Neptune in Pisces over here. This little silver one, this is Neptune. The red one is Mars, okay? They're going to be in a trine, and a trine is always great energy. So, um, this is an energy where this is a perfect time to do healing wherever you have Scorpio and Pisces. So if you are a Libra rising, it's going to be like your second house and your sixth houses. This is a great time. If you are a Libra rising, this is a great time for you to exercise, heal your body, drink and eat healthy foods, foods that nourish your body on a deep level. Okay. So find Scorpio and Pisces in your chart, and this will give you an idea of where this is a great week for you to start healing, do some healing, whatever it is. Okay. So that's Monday, November 3rd. Now let's move on to Tuesday, November 4th. We have Mars entering Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius over here. And so let's move Mars. Mars is moving from Scorpio over here to Sagittarius. So we'll put Sagittarius over here. Okay. This is Scorpio, this is Sagittarius. So Mars is moving into Sagittarius. So, the energy of Mars in Sagittarius is, remember, Mars is the planet of action. Sagittarius is the planet that expands things. So, this is the perfect time to expand something in your life, wherever Sagittarius is located. The only thing to watch out for is when Mars is in Sagittarius, we tend to ignore the details. Mars is not a planet that enjoys a lot of details. Mars just wants to take action. Okay? Sagittarius wants to expand everything. Okay? So when Mars is in Sagittarius, the only thing we need to watch out for is for the small details. We need to pay extra special attention to the small details. Now, also on that date, we have Mars in Sagittarius right here. Watch this. I could lift this up a little bit. Mars in Sagittarius right here is going to be in opposition to Uranus. You see that opposition? They're directly across from one another. So, this is a day that a lot of people really need to take note of what is going on, okay? Because this can play out as aggression. Mars is a very aggressive planet. Uranus can be an aggressive planet. Uranus is known as the great shaker of things. Okay? So on this day, November 4th, and you could feel this, remember, you can feel any of these planetary movements and interactions. You can feel these before the exact date or even after the exact date. But pay special attention to what's going on November 4th because you have the planet of action. Mars is the warrior of the zodiac. Uranus is the great shaker of things. They are in opposition. So Uranus wants things their way. Mars wants to do things their way. So this could be a day, there could be maybe a violent outbreak that might happen. You might see people have higher tempers around this time. And look at where it's playing out for you. Okay, like in this chart, this is I have it on Libra rising because I'm a Libra rising. Um, for me, it's happening in my between my third and ninth houses. Okay, so just pay attention to where it's happening in your life. So always learn about what the houses represent, learn about what the signs represent, and learn about what the planets represent. And you have to put all of that together to see how is it playing out for you. And then you have to look at other things going on in your personal chart. Remember, I do have a self-guided astrology class. If anybody's interested in learning how all of this works together, I do have a self-guided, self-paced astrology class that you can check out. So that's one thing to be aware of. This week, people's tempers might be a little bit higher. Patience might be a little low this week, especially with this aspect here, Mars in opposition to Uranus. Okay, so that's Tuesday. Let's move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, we have a full moon in Taurus. So let's see. Taurus is over here. So when by Wednesday, the moon will be over here in Taurus. Okay. By Wednesday, the moon will be over here in Taurus. We'll have a full moon in Taurus at 13 degrees. This is a time to release any feelings of doubt, any procrastination that you've been experiencing. This is the perfect time. Taurus is known for wanting stability. Most Tauruses don't move on a whim or a hunch. They need concrete data before they make moves, before they change things in their lives, things like that. Tauruses like stability, okay? So at this full moon in Taurus, being it is at it's at 13 degrees. 13 degrees is the Aries degree. It's the personal degree. Okay? So this is a time to release self-doubt about yourself. When you think about your comfort and your stability, this is a time to release anything that you feel is not bringing you comfort. that is not bringing you stability. Okay, the 13th degree is the Aries degree. So it's the perfect time to release things that don't bring you comfort, that don't fulfill your Taurus fantasies. Okay, so that's Wednesday. On Thursday, we have Mars in Sagittarius up here. This is Mars. Mars in Sagittarius is going to be in a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. This is Pluto right here. This is Aquarius. This is my symbol for Pluto. They're going to be in a sextile. And a sextile is always a good thing. Like they're always helping one another out when you see a sextile. So they're going to inspire you to take bold steps. Pluto in Aquarius, Aquarius wants change. Aquarius wants to do things differently. Pluto wants to be the boss. Pluto wants to say, you know what? This is not working. Let's tear it down and do it over. Let's start over. Or let's divert and do something different. So Mars in Sagittarius wants to take action and wants to expand. And what's going to be helping Mars out is Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, this is a great time to inspire others. This is a great time to just do something or buy something or have something in your environment that inspires you as well. Okay, now also on that day, Venus enters Scorpio. So let's move Venus into Scorpio. Venus is over here. Let's move Venus into Scorpio. So Venus moves into Scorpio on that day. Venus, remember, Venus wants stability. Venus rules money. Venus rules love. Those are two things that we want stable in our lives. And Venus rules that. So Venus is moving into a sign that wants deep connection, a sign that wants to have everything revealed. Okay? Um, when Venus is in Scorpio, we're going to feel ourselves crave deeper connections with others. We're going to want to do things that have meaning, things that we love. We want them to have meaning, more meaning. So that's something to look forward to when Venus moves into Scorpio. Now, on Friday, we have Uranus entering Taurus. Remember, Uranus is retrograde. So Uranus is moving back over here to Taurus on Friday. Remember, Uranus is the great shaker of things. Okay, I've mentioned this before. We might see an earthquake. Whenever Uranus is moving from signs, from retrograde to direct, or from direct to retrograde, we might see an earthquake just out of the blue somewhere. Um, so Uranus moves back into Taurus on November 7th. So around this time, we might see some technology or ways of doing things. We might see a breakthrough. We might see a change from some things that are outdated. We could also see a financial breakthrough around this time as well. Now, also on that day, we have a square. We have Venus over here in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio is going to be in a square to Pluto in Aquarius. This is Pluto over here in Aquarius. So remember, Pluto in Aquarius is all about freedom, change, doing things differently. Venus in Scorpio wants a deep connection. So that deep connection is going to be challenged by our need for freedom around that time. So find these signs in your chart, all of the signs I've mentioned. Look in your personal chart and compare it to what I'm saying, and look at the houses because it's going to be different for everyone. But I just wanted to give you an overall um, astro summary for this coming week since I didn't do the horoscope this month. So anyway, have a great week, everyone.